Cocobello the cat lives on a family dairy farm in southern Bavaria. While milk farmers across Europe have been fighting for a decent price, he's been lapping it up. For a while they stopped delivering to buyers and were pouring the stuff away. The Schneebischler family made headlines by leading dairy farmers' protests against downward price pressure from processing companies and discount stores. And they're afraid even worse times are coming. The European Commission has proposed abolishing the EU's milk quota system, and Christine here is dreading a market without controls.
Stopping our deliveries was the only way to get a political audience to listen, the only way to stress the difficulty milk producers are in. If we're going to survive in the future, we need milk prices which cover our production costs.
When the European Community introduced milk quotas in 1984, it was to avoid overproduction and huge surpluses. The system is due to expire in 2015. Leading up to that, the quota could be increased by 1% per year. That's in negotiation. There's supposed to be an agreement by November. The Schneebischlers don't want to see the quota system go.
It would be bad for us. It would take any possibility of controlling production quantity out of our hands. It means the market will be flooded, and too much milk on the market means prices will crash.
Southern Bavaria is far from flat, and its dairy farms are small. This makes production costs higher here than elsewhere in Germany, by as much as 10 cents per litre. The Schneebischlers have 3 children. They'd like to run the farm themselves one day.
I already help out sometimes doing the milking. It's fun. Being in touch with animals every day is very interesting. The same goes for the work outside. It's nice. It would be a pleasure for me to carry on farming here.
Like most Bavarian dairy farms, the Schneebischlers is centuries old. But the region's last few decades of restructuring has seen a great many farms disappear.
We have a long history. I am a 7th generation dairy farmer. We started farming in 1663. That's why we are fighting to keep the farm going and not lose money.
Christine is going over rising production costs with Jakob Niedermeyer, the regional chairman of the Dairy Farmers Association. In a year, fuel has gone up by 30%, fertilizer 50% and animal feed 60%. She's afraid the proposed bigger milk quotas will be the last nail in the coffin.
There's a real danger that when the quota goes up, production will be concentrated in the highest performing regions. Huge farms will make a huge surplus.
We all have the same problems. The crucial point is to get a milk price that at least covers all the production costs. That is only possible with a flexible instrument to control the quantity that goes on the market. My suggestion is a program with financial incentives for dairy farmers not to produce their full quota. Overproduction could be avoided like that.
We have a real chance to push this through thanks to us stopping deliveries. Politicians are finally paying attention to our concerns and seeing us as equal partners in negotiations.
Next year, the whole EU Commission will be changed. We dairy farmers have got back some political influence. We will try to keep up pressure in Brussels to bring about a fundamental change in policy. We have already heard twice that the milk quota was to be phased out, but each time the system was given more time. I do not believe we've heard the last word on the milk quota system in Europe.
Germany's dairy farmers last year overshot the national quota by 300,000 litres. They're not beyond criticism. But the quota conflict is not just about money, it's about local identity and rural structure. The typical family farms in Bavaria are part of the traditional landscape. Historians are saving the old farms at the Glentleiten Farm Museum. Wherever a farm has outlived its usefulness, they've taken it to pieces and put it back exactly as it was in a vast plot of dedicated land. The museum is popular with families wanting to learn about their own regional history. After repeated requests to visit industrial dairy operations were rejected, Euronews was invited to this Bavarian cheese factory in business for more than 100 years. When its local suppliers choked off deliveries, it bought foreign milk. The top manager at Alpenhain welcomes the proposal to liberalize the milk market in 2015, but says resolving the supply conflict will take some time.
We will launch negotiations with distributors and supermarkets, but we will not agree on changes in the short term because we have to fulfill our current contracts.
Milk farmers are accusing discount store chains of conspiring to weaken them. The national competition watchdog is investigating if there's been any illegal price setting. Milk is a slippery topic with regional elections due this autumn. The Conservative Prime Minister of the Free State of Bavaria paid a visit to Linden, a village south of Munich, to discuss dairy farmers' interests and the Brussels angle.
First of all, we do not want any quota change until 2015. Initially, the Commission promised that milk quotas would stay unchanged until 2015. This promise has to be kept. After 2015, Bavaria wants to keep the quota system. Nevertheless, we know we are in the minority today. If the quota really is abolished, there is no doubt there will have to be substantial financial support for those farmers producing under difficult conditions.
The Premier proposes the EU should give €2 billion per year to its dairy farmers in special areas, €323 million of that for Germany and €83 million for Bavaria. Bavarian milk specialist Hannes Weindelmeier says the future looks gloomy for small dairy farmers.
Maintaining milk production in large parts of Bavaria is only possible if the state finds other ways of subsidizing producers in regions that are at a disadvantage.
Maypoles are a key symbol of Bavarian rural tradition, where associations, artisans and farmers each display their own emblem. But from 2015, the position of the dairy cow is far from certain.